When you think of the ski industry, you probably picture these perfect, pristine slopes, maybe some cozy chalets, right? But underneath all that perfect powder is this complex global machine, a whole economy built on snow. Today, we're going to look at what it really takes to run these places, from the money they make to the social pressures they create.
So seriously, take a second. When you picture a ski resort, what pops into your head? For most of us, it's probably the Alps, you know? Or maybe somewhere like Colorado, that classic image of a bustling, snow-covered village. But the global snow economy is just so much bigger than that. So for this explainer, we're going to shift our focus. We're moving away from the usual suspects and heading to the Spanish-speaking world to see how this whole industry works in completely different places with their own totally unique challenges and, of course, opportunities.
We're about to unpack the core tension that's really at the heart of this entire industry. See, on one hand, these resorts are these powerful engines for economic growth. But as you're about to see, that growth, it often comes with a really steep price. We're talking housing shortages, labor disputes, and even these profound questions about land rights and environmental sustainability.
Okay, first up, we're heading to the Pyrenees. This is where we can see a really mature ski economy in action, and, well, the very established, very real problems that come right along with it. So in the Pyrenees, you've got two major players, and they take completely different approaches. Over on the left, you've got Spain's Vaqueria Barret. It markets itself as this exclusive, high-end alpine experience. Think quality over quantity. Then on the right, you have Andorra's Gran Valira. That place is all about volume. They bundle skiing with their other major draw, tax-free shopping.
Now, this slide, this perfectly captures the dilemma. For a place like Vaqueria, the resort is a huge economic engine. It employs locals, it promotes the unique Aranis culture. But that very success inflates the housing market so much that the people who actually work there can't afford to live there. It becomes this crazy sustainability problem, forcing the resort itself to step in and try to provide housing.
And the economic upside, wow, it can be massive. Just look at this number from Spain's other big resort, Sierra Nevada. That's 38.5 million euros in record revenue. That's not just profit for a company. That's a vital injection of cash into the entire regional economy.
But, and this is a big but, here's the catch. That success is fragile. It often relies on seasonal labor. So when workers at Sierra Nevada went on strike over pay and conditions, the lifts just ground to a halt, right during the busiest time of the year. It just goes to show you, this whole economic machine, for all its revenue, can completely break down if the people who turn the gears aren't taken care of.
So if Spain shows us the vulnerability, Andorra shows us the dependency. I mean, here, the entire national economy is basically tied to ski tourism. That creates this immense pressure to guarantee a skiable season no matter what the weather does, which leads to these huge investments in artificial snowmaking, all to fight a changing climate.
Okay, let's cross the Atlantic. We're heading to Argentina, where you'll see the scale is bigger, the ambitions are even grander, and the conflicts, well, they're even more intense.
At Cerro Catedel, near Bariloche, we're not just talking about upgrading a lift. No. We're talking about massive, multi-million-dollar investments designed to totally transform this Patagonian resort and put it on the global map, competing directly with the biggest names in North America and Europe.
But this ambition runs headfirst into some deeply rooted historical issues. At another resort, Cerro Chapelco, this quote just sums it up perfectly. The push for tourism expansion is happening directly on ancestral lands claimed by the indigenous Mapuche people.
And this right here, this illustrates the standoff perfectly. You've got three key players, all with competing interests. The resort operators, they want to expand. The Mapuche community, they want their ancestral rights recognized and a fair share in the benefits. And the government? Well, it's stuck right in the middle, trying to somehow balance economic growth with social justice. It's complicated.
Okay, just over the Andes in Chile, we see another force shaping this whole snow economy: globalization. Here, it is all about international investment and consolidation. The Tres Valles, or Three Valleys area near Santiago, is a perfect case study. See, what used to be separate resorts are now often marketed as one giant ski area. And recently, they've been bought up by these huge international corporations. So what's the result? Key decisions about the future of these Chilean mountains, they're no longer being made locally. They're being made in boardrooms thousands of miles away.
And what's the price for having these massive resorts so close to a city of millions? Well, gridlock.
I mean, on peak weekends, the access roads basically become parking lots. The demand for water and energy puts this incredible strain on local resources, all for the convenience of a day on the slopes.
So, after seeing all of this, the economic booms, the social strains, it really begs the question, what is the true cost of this industry? And is there another way to experience snow on a mountain?
Well, maybe an answer lies in going back to the original form of skiing, ski mountaineering. It's simple, really. You climb up on your own power, and then you ski down. No lifts, no lodges, no artificial snow. This is exactly what you'll find on Mexico's highest peak, Pico de Orizaba.
And this final comparison, it puts everything into perspective, doesn't it? On the left, you've got the massive infrastructure and economic machine of a commercial resort, which literally packages and sells a mountain experience. And on the right, you have an approach with almost zero infrastructure and a minimal footprint, one that centers the mountain's natural and cultural significance, not the industry.
You know, it all leads to this one final crucial question. In a world where climate change is making snow an increasingly precious and unreliable resource, who gets to decide its future? Who gets to control it? Is it the corporations, the local communities, the indigenous groups, the governments? The answer to that question is going to define the future of these mountains for generations to come.